My name is Rob Stam, and I am with Fortress Stabilization Systems out of Michigan. We are the manufacturers of the pool crack stitch for Anderson. And the pool crack stitch is a composite crack repair product. We call it the most practical crack repair product there is. It consists of carbon fiber, 1,500 pounds of tensile strength for each carbon fiber toe. So this is 6,000 pounds of tensile strength, then a Kevlar cross thread.
And that one ribbon.
And each one of these is 60,000 filaments of carbon fiber. So yeah, think of this as a little piece of rebar, but it's a non-corrosive composite, so it'll never rust. So it's got a lifetime warranty. This Kevlar cross thread creates a grid that allows for the epoxy that's used to install it to rivet from end to end. So you have a true mechanical bond from end to end with this stitch. It's a simple saw cut, so you cut perpendicular to the crack, put this in like this, and then it takes the tension on this way and the crack will never reopen. It takes about 5 minutes to install these, and you're under $10 a stitch, so your cost is far lower and the installation is far more efficient than anything else on the market.
So it's just a thin saw blade cut.
It is,
and
yeah.
then that goes in sideways like you're holding it.
Yep. So if the crack was going this way, or just like if you sliced your finger and the doctor stitches it, it's the same way. The crack goes this way, the stitches go across about every 12 inches. So it's a 3/4 inch deep cut by about a 1/4 inch wide. Use a nice crack chaser blade with a grinder or a skill saw and drop it in there with epoxy, smooth it over, and you're done. And again, it'll never corrode because it's a composite versus most things on the market are some type of steel. So.
And we were talking about in corners.
Yeah.
I was asking you about in corners because we get these cracks in corners.
Absolutely.
Where you can't really staple.
Yeah.
And I apologize for saying staple. It's just the industry standard.
That's all right. Yeah.
But you have a method that I've never thought about on fixing in a corner.
Yeah,
Can you
absolutely.
talk about that?
Yeah, so what we do in a corner is it's real simple. So you take your 9-degree corner, and what you do is dowel this on an angle, kind of like angle nailing, as you mentioned before. So you just drill a little pilot hole in, and then with a hammer drill, 3/4 inch hole, and then you just put this in the corner with the epoxy, and you can alternate the corners. So essentially, you're angle nailing, if you will. I like that analogy. So this becomes a dowel now. So it's a very simple, strong way to do it.
And if you're doing an angle like that, I mean, how close would you put these?
The stitches, yeah. It depends on the width of the crack and how severe it is. You probably should go every 6 inches or so, just because you're hitting it from 2 different angles. A normal stitch is about every 12 inches, but there's no real standard spacing. The American Concrete Institute doesn't provide a crack repair spacing standard, but we generally say 12 inches between stitches. So.
And the epoxy you're using, is this special for the stitches, or is that?
Yeah, we have a couple different kinds. This is the one that we make for Anderson for pools. The reason we use this epoxy, it's a structural anchoring gel epoxy. What's nice about it is it's not going to gel up too fast when you're doing pool work on a 9-degree day with the sun beating down. You don't have to worry about the epoxy gumming up on you. So it's a real workable epoxy for doing pool work on a hot day. And structurally, it's a marine grade epoxy, so it'll actually cure underwater. So it's really the ideal epoxy for the pool market.
And now the epoxy is actually stronger than the gunite too, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So when we do lab tests, we'll test this product in concrete against competitive products, and we never break the epoxy bond or the stitch. The concrete fails way before the product does. When we put competitive products, including the staple, which we actually used to manufacture, you'll actually see the product fail before the concrete, which is what you don't want. So, so when we test the extreme limits, we're always breaking. The concrete shatters long before the epoxy bond or the stitch itself fails. So by far the strongest thing in the market.
And the stitches are carbon fiber, so
yeah.
That's forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a true composite.
We'll all be gone, and that'll still be there.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You call it pool crack stitch.
Yeah, crack stitch, and it's available through Anderson.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.